Be timely, number 3 in the cornerstone of engaging others. If you were to consider seasonal deadlines, operational cycles that exist within organizations and outside within other organizations that you engage with, being timely is an extremely valuable asset. And it's one way in which other people can respect you and work with you. So let me give you an example. A superintendent is going for funding and they do all the work necessary, yet they're late for delivering the proposal that allows them the funding. They're not going to get it. Or an engineer who spends all the time working on a proposal knowing it's 6 months in advance and still is 20 minutes late. That individual is not going to get the funding. The challenge is, I don't believe enough people, and that's not to say you're one of them, enough people spend or consider being timely valuable. Let me give you an example of how being timely really can make a difference. And this is not in paid to think. Let's say you schedule a meeting to meet somebody at 1 o'clock at a restaurant. 15 minutes before you're supposed to meet them, you say, I'm going to be running about 15 or 20 minutes late. To me, or probably to them, that's not being timely. The reason being is, for you to know that you're going to be 15 to 20 minutes late, you probably knew that 45 minutes to an hour earlier. If in fact you had emailed them and said, look, I have a feeling I'm going to be about 10 to 15 minutes late, what you would have done is you would have given them the respect that you were honoring their time. They could have extended a meeting longer, made an additional phone call, or done additional work. Even if you're 5 minutes later, you show up earlier than expected, you could say, look, I was able to make it, I wasn't sure. What being timely does is it sets a precedent that people respect, that you respect their time. Now, is that to say that being timely is also, or being late is not a tool that you could use? Sure, sometimes people in decision-making positions want to show up a little bit late to say they're in control, they're in power. What it means is that, I guess when you think of being timely, is using time as a means in which to connect with individuals. It's not complicated, and yet it's one of those where behaviorally, if you're showing up late all the time, it's very difficult for people to respect your opinion and respect your direction. So take the few minutes, or take minus the few minutes, so that you're on time more often than you were before, and you'll find you'll engage people much quicker. It's a simple tool, and it's something that's very much overlooked.